I'm looking at new music videos and discuss them from my perspective as a camera person and as someone who spends way too much time on YouTube. I know the music video madness and skyrocketing budgets from the 90s and 2000s are well over, but that doesn't mean that music videos today don't play an important role in our visual culture. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Work has really been picking up, which is great, and it's summer, so I'm trying my best not to spend too much time on YouTube. Anyway, in this week's music video roundup, I really wanted to focus on a couple German-speaking artists, one of them a literal OG, and two others who I haven't heard of before. So the first one is Rambock by Ramzey and OG Keemo. Ramzey is kicking off his verse for Rambock like a literal Rambock, which is German for battering ram. He is often lit with a bright spotlight, evoking thoughts of police helicopter searchlights. His lyrics are commenting, among other things, about recently exposed Nazis in Frankfurt police force and the constant fear about being locked up and chased down by police. These fears are intensively visualized throughout the video. For example, he's being dragged upside down, being flashed by the same color light that has been following him and OG Keemo around previously. This shot here definitely goes on the list for most horrifying shot in 2024. The feeling of being observed, threatened, taken, or held at gunpoint is heightened through never seeing the actual perpetrator. The video ends with a powerful title card, I'm translating here, 8 billion people under the sun, but for some the light is blue. And that really drives it home and makes it clear that the blue light chasing OG Keemo and Ramzey down throughout the music video is the ever-present threat of the police and other state actors if your skin isn't white. The music video in general is very, very moody. Dark colors are dominating. There's a black and white sequence with OG Keemo, and there's some pretty creative framing of shots. At the end we see an incredibly short credit list. Unbelievable what production value this little team is able to pull off. Big shout out to Finn Eidhoff and Niklas Lenhardt. I'd imagine at least 15 to 20 people here behind the scenes. Looks like they pulled it off with around 5 people, which is incredible. I'm sure the artists and the people behind the camera have a really good relationship, because that's how usually then you're able to pull off an incredible output, an incredible product with very, very limited resources, is if everyone trusts each other and you can really build off that relationship. Next up is Apsilon, who I didn't know before the video. I must have stumbled into it through the DP Moritz Matlik, who is also behind the camera work of Brutalismus 3000 Europaträume. His video for Apsilon's Lost in Berlin is preceded by a video titled Prologue, also shot by Matlik, drawing up a bigger picture, commenting on Germany's history of immigration, specifically Turkish people coming to Germany from 1961 onwards. The struggles of immigrant communities settling in post-Nazi Germany are focused on in many great films. For example, Love, Deutschmarks and Death, or Money for Bread. Both I can highly recommend. I haven't seen it discussed this emotionally captivating in a music video though, but it is exactly this blending and blurring of lines between music videos, short films and documentaries that I can't get enough of. Lost in Berlin paints the picture of a Turkish couple coming into Germany, leaving their kids behind in Turkey, hoping to make some money and then return to their family. Their reality, like the reality of so many other immigrants in Germany, is being exploited for low-income jobs that take up most of their lives. This hollowing monotony is shown very effectively through repetition of shots, getting up, getting to work, coming home, only to see a declining number in your bank account statements. Many Germans are kids and grandkids to people who have exactly the experience pictured and sung about by Apsilon. The visual concept is carried by a purposeful use of 60mm film stock, strong set design, symbols of wealth and prosperity like the Mercedes car, and separating the couple into two different jobs, unifying them at home only to estrange them from another, for example with a time-lapse effect where the time for one of them stands still. Turkish subtitles also mark who is the intended audience for this track, speaking to people with Turkish or other immigration history in Germany. My obsession with these more long-form music video formats always leads to the frustration of wanting more after being exposed to such a well-composed universe in such a short time. My hope is, as Apsilon already produced a prologue, that there'll also be an epilogue coming out soon. I'm now just gonna fire through a couple videos that I enjoyed for one reason or another. Joke's on Me by Audrey Juna is shot by Jeff Bierman, who also shot Charlie XCX's video for Von Dutch. Check out his Pretty Mad BTS on his Instagram, where he's basically being beaten up by Charlie and is flying literally all over the place. Jokes on Me features a quite complex visual concept. I really enjoy the nod to probably the first moving image sequence by Edward Muybridge called Horse in Motion. And I really love the very practical of some of the concept's requirements. Here she is floating in a womb-like egg, which is mostly accomplished through VFX of course, but for the close-up he's shooting through some kind of plexiglass or glass material to soften the image dramatically and therefore achieving the effect in camera. This combination works beautifully and really lets different departments shine and focus on what works best. That is, When You Know Someone is a great example of incredibly simplistic, minimal but ultra composed cinematography. You can really see the importance of carefully planning your day, utilizing the sunlight or shadows created by it. Just a lot of fun to watch. And ultimately, Keytranada's video for Drip Sweat, joining the ranks of music videos where the visual concept carries multiple releases, framing in a whole album or EP. He's already released another single featuring Childish Gambino in the same set with a different action. For the latter, he's flowing around for the whole duration of the music video. Shout out to the VFX person who was doing the wire removal here. In Drip Sweat, there's 2.5 minutes of strobing lights and literal drip sweat. Quite an uncomfortable watch to be honest, but I thought the blue fluorescent UV light looked great, especially in the steamy club scene. I'm pretty sure this set is turning out to be a visual playground for multiple releases and multiple ideas. At the same time, it's a very cost-efficient way to generate material for a whole release because you basically rent the studio out for a couple of days and just cram in as much as possible. That's it for this week. Make sure to check out the full videos and the crews behind them. All the links are in the description below, and stay tuned for the next music video roundup.